So I'm sitting here for the pre-op. I now have a surgery date of August 8th. Today is Friday, July 27th. And like I said, I'm sitting here in the exam room waiting on the pre-op. Make sure that I'm good to go for surgery, for I have a mastectomy on the left side. Don't know whether or not I'm going to do reconstruction right away. I think I'm going to give it a little while. So we'll see what happens. But so far, they've checked my blood pressure. It was fine. My pulse was fine. I don't have a fever, which is all great. So I will let you guys know the results of everything really soon. But right now, I'm scheduled for the mastectomy without reconstruction on August 8th of 2018. So, and I did get the results back from the genetics test, and I do not have the gene that the BRCA 1 or 2. I don't have either of those, thank God. So it doesn't. I don't have to do a double mastectomy, just the one side. The cancer is not in the other breast, and it's not in the lymph node, so they're just going to do the mastectomy on the left side. And the reason why I have to do the mastectomy as opposed to the lumpectomy is because I have what they call areas of calcification, and they have tested positive for cancer as well. So it's more than just the one tumor. It's kind of spread throughout the left breast. So, but I am in great spirits right now. I look at it as been an assignment, and I was fortunate enough to talk to a lady earlier today at my job that told me that she is also a breast cancer survivor, and she had a double mastectomy, and she was in stage 4 when she was diagnosed, and she had multiple tests that did not show cancer, but she knew something was wrong because of discoloration and the way that her skin looked in that area. And then she found out later that it was cancer, and she was in stage 4 when they found it. So, I just felt so inspired. And I pray that, as going through this journey, that I'm able to be a beacon of hope to somebody else that may not know Christ. So I prayed for peace when I was first diagnosed, and I feel like He's given me that peace. Last week, a couple of weeks ago, I'd say, I kept praying for clarity. I kept wondering, Lord, if I know you're going to heal me, but what is the healing going to look like? Is it going to be healing through the surgery? Is it going to be a miracle type healing where you just speak a word and heal me that way? So I told the surgeons that I would not have surgery until they repeated the exam, the ultrasound and the mammogram, because I wanted to know whether or not, if I had been healed already and I didn't have to have the surgery, I didn't want to go through the surgery for nothing. So last week I went and I got the mammogram, and it was on July 19th. I got the mammogram and the ultrasound, and the results showed that cancer was still in the breast. So they said that they didn't see any change. And so for a lot of people, they may take that as, God did not answer my prayer. I don't look at it that way. I look at it as He may have delayed the healing so that He can get the glory even more after I go through this journey, through being able to share Christ with other people who may not know Him and that are going to die from this disease. Because God loves us so much that He doesn't want any of us to perish. And so whether we believe in Him for 30 years or 3 minutes, it's as long as we've chose to accept Him as being Jesus, as being the Son of God, that's what matters. Our relationship with Him is what matters. Our walk with Him is what matters. So I just want to make sure that, whatever God chooses to do with me, that He's pleased with me at the end. And so I believe that He did not do the miracle per se, because I know that He's going to get the glory through what I'm going through. So I look at it as being an assignment. I look at it as being an assignment from on high to, like I said, to be able to be there for somebody else that may not know the Lord, or maybe going through other things and just don't realize that there's nothing impossible for Him, nothing impossible for God. And I think about Lazarus, for example, when Lazarus was on his deathbed, so to speak, and his sisters, Mary and Martha, sent for Jesus to come to where Lazarus was. Jesus perfectly stayed where he was 2 more days. So that's not so. To bring that to real life now, God could have healed me last week when I went for that last exam. He could have healed me then and baffled the doctors. But I believe he delayed answering that prayer, like I said, so that he could get the glory, just like he did with Lazarus. Lazarus died. But if Christ had come any earlier, people would have probably said, oh, well, he wasn't really dead. He wasn't really that. But 4 days had passed when he did get there. From Lazarus getting sick to dying, 4 days had passed. So there was no doubt Lazarus was definitely dead. But God did the impossible. And I believe he's going to do the same thing with me. He's going to heal me. And I'm going to come through this stronger than I've ever been. And as a result, I'm hoping and praying that somebody will look at this journey that I'm going through and come to know Christ. That's what I would like, to happen as a result of this, is that somebody would meet Christ and know him in peace before they transition on to the next phase of life, whatever that may mean. So, and another thing is that, I kind of look at this, and even though I have been diagnosed with cancer, I kind of feel like, I'm not going to say I have not come to terms with it, because I am fully aware of that. But at the same time, I feel like I'm in a glass bubble. Like, I see everything that's going on around me, but that God has a hedge of protection around me. And so I will tell you, in the beginning, I was devastated with the diagnosis. But I prayed for peace, and I've achieved that. God has definitely given me that peace. So I am not worried in the least bit about the surgery, about going through the treatments, chemo. Hopefully I don't need radiation. I didn't. They told me I didn't before, so hopefully I still won't. And like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing how God is going to get the glory through what I'm going through. And hopefully somebody out there watching this will look at this as a standpoint of God is the God of the impossible, and there's nothing too big for him. So be blessed, and I will talk to you all later. Bye.